Hello everyone, my name is Ye-Chae Hwang from Gyeonggi University of Korean Medicine. Today I would like to introduce you about a data mining study of pain control in randomized controlled trials. It's an honor to speak in front of you. Acupuncture is known as effective for chronic pain. In the figure on the left side shows that it is more effective compared to normal acupuncture or sham acupuncture according to the raw data of RCTs. On the right side, we can see that acupuncture is effective for osteoarthritis, headache, and musculoskeletal pain, and specific shoulder pain, according to meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials. So what does acupuncture do to our body? There are several biological responses that were revealed through the studies. First of all, acupuncture makes the difference of cellular secretion by releasing neuropeptides such as substance P, and also it manipulates the central nervous system, and it is shown in fMRI that limbic system and subcortical structures are activated differently, and also cortical regions are greatly activated through acupuncture treatment. In Western medical acupuncture, there are several mechanisms that were revealed, such as antidromic axon reflexes, which was done by local points, and local segmental effect, which is due to dorsal horn stimulation. And there is also nociceptive inhibition done by endogenous descending pain modulation centers. And there is also gate control theory, which explains the analgesia effect of acupuncture. So WMA, Western medical acupuncture, suggests some implications for acupuncture research. Classical acupuncture points may be the best site to the needle, but needling at incorrect site is not a placebo control. Sham acupuncture is probably best regarded as less effective form of therapeutic needling, but not as an inert placebo. So there should be new paradigm used for new data and new researches. So data mining about acupoint selections were done in China massively. According to research, lumbar disc herniation were used 49 main acupoints, and rheumatoid arthritis were used by 143 acupoints, and dysmenorrhea group with 35 main acupoints in RCTs. And they concluded that acupoint selections for acupuncture and moxibustion focuses on local acupoints and simultaneously with distal acupoints. There is a lot of possible data mining technologies in acupoint selection, such as term frequencies or artificial neural network system. So the first figure shows the acupoint indications, and it is presented on the body template. And the second figure below shows the artificial neural network model, and it shows there is a hidden rule of selecting acupoints. So to proceed this data mining study, the information of acupoints should be mentioned in randomized controlled trials. And according to stricta guideline, rationale of acupuncture selection and also the details of needling should be mentioned, such as point selection was based on general principles of acupuncture, or TCM, or the names such as bladder 23 or bladder 25, etc., was selected for RCTs. So our study's aim is to show the most commonly used acupoints for pain control in randomized clinical trials. And we will show the method of the study, which was done in Cochrane database of systematic reviews. we extracted the data from CDSR, which is from Cochrane, obviously, and those reviews were reported before February 2019, and we searched the terms through acupuncture, and we filtered the diseases which were related to pain. We extracted the data related to needle-type acupuncture because we thought that the mechanisms of acupuncture has the same principle with the pervasive needling, such as manual acupuncture or electroacupuncture. So after we extracted all the Acupoint data, we calculated number of studies which used certain acupoints and divided by total number of included studies and multiplied by 100. The acupoints that were more used in 20% of the studies were listed on the chart. After we collected all the main acupoints, we located the points on the 3D meridian map, which was extracted from Autodesk's 3D design, and it indirectly shows the categorization of acupoints into regional and distal points. And here's the result of the study. We included 7 diseases which were related to pain, and it was dysmenorrhea and irritable bowel syndrome. The 2 diseases are related to visceral pain in the lower abdominal part of the body. Low back pain and migraine is related to somatic pain, which is related to the back of the part of the body, such as head or trunk. And carpal tunnel syndrome and ankle sprain and joint osteoarthritis is related to somatic pain, which is induced on the peripheral part of the body. So this is the Acupoint Selection Patterns for pain control that was used in randomized clinical trials in Cochrane database. And we can see that for the dysmenorrhea, SP6, which is 함은교, was mainly used in RCTs. And irritable bowel syndrome were treated by ST25, which is on the abdominal part of the body, and low back pain was treated by bladder acupoints a lot. And in the case of migraine, 풍지, GB20 was mainly used, and in carpal tunnel syndrome and ankle sprain and osteoarthritis, local acupoints were mainly used in RCTs, such as PC7 or BL60, and GB34, which is on the joint in ankle. So this is the main figure, which shows the common patterns of acupoint selection for pain diseases. X-axis shows the frequently used acupoints, and Y-axis shows the 7 pain diseases. And we can see that commonly used core acupoints were SP6, 함은교, and ST36, 족삼리, and LI4, 합곡, and LR3, 태충. And the figure below shows the 3D human template with most commonly used acupoints. And we will discuss here right now. So in the case of dysmenorrhea, systematic review of Cochrane database showed that dysmenorrhea has insufficient evidence for acupuncture compared to sham acupuncture. But we can see that in overall RCTs about dysmenorrhea, we can see that local and distal points were simultaneously used. In the case of irritable bowel syndrome, we could not find that it is more effective than sham acupuncture, but it is proved that it was as effective as 2 antispasmodic drugs, and it had the same results, similar result as using local and distal acupoints together. In the case of low back pain, systematic reviews concluded that it improved functional symptoms, functional ability, and also the pain scores more decreased in the case of acupuncture treatment. And it is regarded that it can used with adjunct treatment with other therapies. And also in migraine, it is proved that it can be recommended for decreasing the period between headaches. So these two somatic pain related to back part of the body were used with distal and local acupoints. In the case of somatic pain of peripheral parts of the body, these diseases were concluded that it had no or less effects about short-term pain. However, we can see through data mining that local points were mainly used and distal points were less used than other diseases. So we would like to discuss that the pattern of acupoint selection can be different among individuals, such as their history or their physical examination. Acupuncture selection have different choices, such as ham, chim, or scalp acupuncture, and so on. But we cannot disagree that there are commonly used acupoints per diseases, such as the table one shows that there are Shinsu, Daejangsu mainly used for low back pain, and there is also NEJM reports of acupuncture for chronic low back pain. Those combinations of acupoints are induced by local and spinal and supraspinal mechanisms, and with those scientific findings, we can imply that the acupoints combination of local and distal ones are related to these mechanisms. There are several limitations of our study. First of all, we cannot say that if SP6 were mainly used for dysmenorrhea, we can't say that it is the most effective acupoint for dysmenorrhea. It just shows the trend of the selection patterns in RCTs. And second, RCTs were not standardized in the terms of quality. For example, dysmenorrhea had insufficient evidence because there was low quality of RCTs yet, but if there is more findings with higher quality of RCTs, more data research can be more sufficient and more informative than the previous studies that we showed. The implications of the research is, first, if we study the differences between high and low quality studies about acupoint selections, we can figure out what trends are different between high and low quality ones. And second, according to the selection rationale, such as 삼침 or 동시침 and so on, we can see the differences between those theories. The conclusion of the study is 3 points here, and a core set of frequently used acupoints for pain was SP6, ST36, and LI4, and LR3. Regional and distal acupoints were used for pain control in clinical trials, and the effect of acupuncture can be induced by both local and segmental or extrasegmental neuromodulation in clinical practices. Acupoint selection patterns for each pain can be used differently according to individual symptoms, but an analysis of acupoint information from current real-world data will unveil the hidden rules of acupoint selection in clinical practices. This is the end of my presentation, and thank you for listening.